This is an oral history review conducted for the Witness to War Serving a Nation project at Nauset Regional High School in Cape Cod, Massachusetts. For the sake of this interview, please state your full name and the community in which you now reside.
You want my full name? Alan S. Corbett.
And the community in which you now reside. The community in which you now reside. Where you live.
Oh, Eastham.
Okay. We're now going to start with some questions about your earlier life. How did you end up on Cape Cod?
After the war, I come down here in 46. At 48, I brought my girlfriend down and we got married. And I've been here ever since.
What did you want to be growing up? What did you want to be growing up?
A carpenter.
When you were younger, did you think you would enlist? When you were younger, did you think you would enlist?
When I was younger, what?
Did you think you would enlist?
I don't get that.
When you were younger, did you think you'd sign up to serve?
I can't hear you.
When you were younger, did you think you'd serve?
I think I what?
When you were younger, did you think you'd end up serving?
What, in the service? Oh, no, never.
Anybody want a chair to sit in?
Did you think... Why did you sign up?
I didn't sign up. Uncle Sam took me. He sent me a nice letter saying, "We want you."
How old were you?
19.
What?
19 and stupid.
When you got the letter, what did it say which branch of service you would be serving in?
No, it didn't say. All it said was that I can't remember. but
Anybody want to know?
It was just an invitation to join. That was in 1943.
What branch of service did you end up serving in?
9th Air Force.
Did you choose to work with the Air Force?
What's that?
Did you choose to work with the Air Force?
No, it's just that's the one they stuck me in.
Did you do any training to prepare yourself?
Oh, yeah. In Florida. I took my basic down there.
What kind of things did you do?
What kind of what?
What kind of things did you do to prepare?
It was just learn how to be a good soldier. That's what it was.
Did you mentally prepare in any way?
Did I what?
Mentally prepare? Mentally prepare?
I can't hear you.
How did you mentally prepare?
How did I what?
Mentally prepare yourself.
I was glad to go in there because out of 8 kids, if we had peanut butter and bread for supper, we were lucky. And this is in 1940.
What was it like going into your first day?
What was it like? I enjoyed it because I had a set of clothes, shoes, supper on the table, all the good stuff.
Was it difficult to adjust?
No, not a bit.
Was there anything that you were sad to leave behind?
Is there anything I what?
Were you sad to leave anything behind?
I don't get that.
Was there something that you missed?
Hmm?
During service, was there anything that you missed?
No, I didn't miss anything.
What is something you remember from the early stages of serving?
The early stages of what?
Serving?
Well, it was all training, getting ready to go to England to start the thing rolling.
What was it like? Did you end up going to England?
Oh yeah, I went to England.
What did you do while there?
What did I what?
What were you doing while you were there?
Drove a truck. And in the truck we had bombs. Because the Air Force flew out of England over France to bomb the Germans.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where we got a lot of training.
Did you get really any good advice?
Any what?
Any advice?
We didn't need it. It was, there's 50 truck drivers and myself, and the lieutenant would tell you what you got to do, and that was it. I mean, it wasn't advice to stay alive, it was just advice.
What was something that was really difficult for you in the early stages?
Well, what was difficult? There's a lot of things that I can't remember. Plus my hearing's gone, but the difficult thing was they shipped us by boat and truck from England across the big water. And we landed in France. And that was difficult to understand why people were shooting at us. So many things that I can't remember, I can't put them together.
What was one of the first assignments you were given?
The first assignment, hauling a load of bombs. Because we were furnishing the Air Force. That's why we got attached to the Air Force. And it was, these small planes were flying day and night over there, and we had to keep them finished with bombs and ammunition. So that was the things that just seemed to go together.
What was one of the scariest things you did?
What?
What was one of the scariest things you did?
The scary things? When I left the barge, we were on a big barge, when they opened the door to drive the truck out through the water, waist deep, to get up that hill. And it was scary. Scary enough to wet your pants. Nobody knew it though. I was soaking wet.
What's the hardest decision you had to make?
The hardest thing I what?
What was the hardest decision that you had to make?
There was no decisions. You just went. If they pointed, you went. And I was the first one off of the barge through the water, and when I got ashore, the Jeep picked us up and we followed him. It was no decision, it was just follow the leader. Nothing else you could do.
Was it difficult being told what to do?
It was difficult, what?
Was it difficult to continuously be told what to do?
Not a bit.
What would you do for entertainment?
Drive a truck.
Did you do anything? Did you make any friends while you were serving?
You really didn't want to make friends because you might lose them. So towards the middle of the war, you could make a friend. And it was easier going then.
Was not being able to have friends difficult for you?
Well, you can have friends, but it was foolish to buddy up with anyone.
What was a typical day like while you were serving?
A difficult day?
A typical day.
Oh, a typical. Yeah, you get in your truck and you get a ticket that says so-and-so, gas dump, van run, all different things. And you drove until the day was gone. It was a lot of long days.
Was there something you would do to prepare for a job they gave you?
For the what?
Was there something you would do for a job they gave you to prepare?
No, it wasn't difficult.
How was the first few months of you serving?
Well, the first month when we were in France, went ashore, we had to wait for the airplanes to come in and start a landing strip. And that was after St. Lo. And we sat around waiting. And once we got a foothold in St. Lo and got rid of the Germans, then things started to go easier. But it wasn't so much scary as it was do the right thing and you won't get into trouble.
How many different places did you serve in?
How many? Well, we went France, Belgium, Germany. I touched another state, and I can't remember whether it was Italy or what, but we used to drive steady all day and half the night. And it was tiresome, but you didn't lose your sense of what you're doing. Yeah, there's so many things that I can't remember. Like the Battle of the Bulge. Did you ever hear of that? Well, I was in that. We went in with the trucks to evacuate headquarters. And when we got in there, they turned us around and says, "Get out," because we're backing up. And that's when the Germans had looked like American uniforms, and they would direct us into a wrong way. And that's when they shot a bunch of drivers, not ours, but others. So that was a really a scary thing.
Do you have any memories that are very fond to you? Do you remember anything very well from serving?
Do I remember anything well?
Like something memorable?
Yes. Not that I know of. All you talked about was, when will this get over so we can go home?
Was it difficult not being able to go home?
Oh no. When our term come up, what they did was they figure you'd get so many points for how long you'd been there and what you did. And I had something like 85 points. Right behind the infantry had 90. Mm-hmm. So we had to wait till I got notice we could go Thanksgiving, but we never got home until Christmas.
Was there any job that you remember that was very difficult or something just...
Any job?
Yeah.
We hauled 90 octane gas for the planes. We hauled gas for the what do you call those things? They got tracks and a cannon on the front.
The tanks?
Tanks. See, I can't remember. I'll tell you, it's so hard that being 94, I'm lucky to even remember my name. But it was all mixed up together. I can remember one time when we first started hauling gas, it'd come in 5-gallon cans. And they would put them in our truck and pyramid them so that they'd all stay together. And we got strafed. And when that plane came down the road, what was called a road, I dove under the truck, which was the worst place in the world to be, because if that truck ever went, they wouldn't even be able to find my shoes. But that pops up once in a while.
What wars did you serve during?
What was what?
What wars did you serve during? What wars did you serve during?
What wars? It was all bad. but you lived with it. There was no other way out. I wished I could remember, but I can't. There's only certain things I can remember, and the rest of it was blocked out. Where it went, I don't know.
What are some things that you remember?
What I've been telling you. It's just, I remember going off the barge, remember going up the hill, and I remember listening to small guns going off and things like that. But it didn't really dawn on us because we were so young. I mean, it's hard to say today how I felt then. Actually, I was glad to be in the service because I got 2 pairs of shoes, 2 sets of clothes, a lot of underwear, and I never had that before when we lived at home because we were poor people then. In those days, Father made $10 a week for a 6-day week for 10 people. And it took my mother a hard job to put everything together so we each got a hot dog and a piece of bread, or peanut butter and bread. He worked at a bakery, and he would scoop up peanut butter, put it in a wrapper, put jelly in a wrapper, and put it in his pocket, which they knew at the bakery what he was doing, but they knew he was feeding us kids. So, what can I say? That's why I got a freezer full of food in the cellar and a refrigerator full of food.
Do you remember how the last few months of serving was?
Yeah, that was just like eating ice cream. It's very nice. You knew you were going home, but you didn't know when.
Do you remember how it was coming home?
Yeah, I was sick. For 18 days, we come over from southern France, and we come home, and we got aboard the boat, and then for 18 days I was sick.
How did being in the war affect you?
How did it bother me? I really don't remember. I don't think it had affected me yet. It's just that we had one thing to do, and that was to get that truck through the water up the hill. And that's the thing that was on my mind. Being a truck driver was a lot better than being in the infantry, I'll tell you.
Did you have any other jobs?
What do you mean?
Was your job just to be a truck driver, or did you have any other jobs?
You mean in the service? All it was truck driving. Bombs, gas, food. towards the end of it, we used to go to the coal mines and get fuel for the tents. I never slept in a house until I get home.
Did serving physically affect you?
No, I was still going strong.
To this day, has serving had any impact on you?
No.
Was it difficult for you to be away from family?
No, because when I grew up, we used to leave the house in the morning, and we knew where there was a garden. We used to dig the potatoes out of the garden and stay away all day on a potato. Oh yeah, we enjoyed being a kid though.
When you had free time, did you do any activities?
Free time? In the service, there's really no free time when you're overseas.
How long were you serving for?
I don't know, I thought it was 3 years, but I was looking at my discharge and it said, I think it was 2.
What was your favorite place to see while serving?
What was the famous what?
What was your favorite place to see while serving?
No answer.
What were some main differences from that you had while serving?
I don't know.
Was the weather different?
Was I what?
Did the weather affect anything that you did?
Rain, sleet, or snow, it was all the same. You either was soaking wet or you dried out.
Is there anything you enjoyed about being in the service?
After we got ashore, went up the hill, and we got past St. Lo, it was starting to be worth it. You knew what you were doing, and you figured the sooner you do it, the better off you'll be.
When you were serving, was there anyone influential to you?
Was there anyone what?
Was there anyone who influenced you? Was there anyone you met that you stayed in touch with?
Was there anyone I met what?
That you stayed in touch with?
Oh, we tried to get a group, all the drivers, but they was dying off so fast when we got letters back saying he's passed on the way, you know, and so we give up trying. The one I went in with, he was, when I joined the outfit, he was, I think he was only 18, and he became the company clerk, and we were pretty close, but that's one thing I remember now. They were taking us truck drivers, and when they were running out of infantry, they'd pull a truck driver out. And when my name come up, he'd put it on the bottom of the list. So he was about the closest friend I had, but it really didn't show. I haven't seen him since the day we said goodbye. All I got is pictures of what was there.
Was going home difficult for you?
Any what?
Was going home and saying goodbye difficult for you?
No. No. Because I was coming home to marry the boss. You don't believe me? Right now, she's a year or two younger than me, and she's still telling me. Yeah.
To this day, how has being a veteran impacted you?
How much what?
To this day, has being a veteran impacted you?
Being a veteran, I love it. I wished I could remember what I did. All I've got is that picture up there, and I got some more pictures. I don't know what I did with them.
How was adjusting to coming home?
I was adjusting very easy, because I wrote my wife almost every night, and I says, it's a good thing I come home. And she says, you had to come home. I says, why? And she says, because I wanted you. So, yeah. Well, we've been married 69 years. That's a long time to live with the boss.
Was communication difficult for you while you were serving?
No. Not that I know of.
If you could go back, would you still serve?
At my age, if I had it to do over again, yes, I'd do it. But not after 80. I don't think that group in that truck company is still alive. And there's no way I can tell now, so I can't write because my hands are gone, my knees are gone, my hearing's gone. I gotta go to the eye doctor. Things are running out. Your body is only gonna take so much. But when I built this house, I did it all alone. Yeah.
Thank you so much for participating in the Witness to War Serving a Nation. Thank you so much for participating in the Witness to War Serving a Nation interview.
I wished I could do more. But would you Well, I got pictures up there. And I had an envelope, and I don't know what I did with it.
We'll make sure we get pictures. Thank you.
Okay.